Coffee and kitchen people. We were coffee and kitchen people. I guess we are coffee and kitchen people. Stories from my life. Coffee and kitchen people. Coffee and kitchen people. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics, as is with this one. And I've been sharing little bits and pieces from my life, little stories from my life. Nothing too major. Well, for the most part, I've done some major stories, and yet I like to share little bits and pieces, easily digestible stories. And so this one goes back to kind of my whole life, really. Coffee and kitchen people. You know, growing up, we were kitchen people. We really didn't sit much in the living room. We mainly sat in the kitchen. That was kind of what we did. When we went to visit someone, we just sat in the kitchen. And when I was about 14 years old, I started to drink coffee. And well, all the adults drank coffee, so I started drinking coffee too. And I have to say, I do like coffee. I do like a good cup of coffee. Now, coffee for me is, I try to keep it at 1, maybe 2 cups a day. And I make a really good cup of coffee. And so I do enjoy the smell and the aroma. Now, I have gone off of coffee, and at one point, I would get headaches when I first went off of it, but now if I go off of it, I don't even really miss it, but I enjoy it. Does that make sense? I don't miss it, but I enjoy it. So the last time I went off, I was off for a couple months, and then I went back on because it's something that I do enjoy. It wasn't that I missed it, it was just that I enjoy it. But anyhow, whenever we would go to someone's house, say grandma, she'd always put on a pot of coffee. My sister was a big coffee drinker. Now, her coffee was a bit too strong for even me. But we would sit down, she'd say, I'm going to put a pot of coffee on, or I have a pot of coffee on. And then we would sit down at her table and we would just talk. We'd just talk. And it was over coffee. And that's what we did. Usually by the time I left her place, I was like, you know, kind of wired in a way because of so much coffee. But normally I just have a cup or 2 cups a day. But I love coffee. And so we were always kitchen people wherever we went, whatever relative we went to. Now, there were a few that didn't do coffee. And usually what they did is we also did dessert. Usually we had some kind of dessert or pastry or something to go with the coffee. But people that, you know, didn't offer coffee when you went to their house, sometimes would offer you tea or water or whatever. And I have another friend years and years ago that always made iced tea from the iced tea powder. And it wasn't actually very good, but I got used to it and I kind of missed it later. It was kind of a bitter tasting tea. But so when, you know, she was more of a person who offered you tea, like iced tea to drink. So, but yeah, we were always coffee drinkers. And, you know, when I would go visit my mother, when she lived in Palm Springs, she always had a pot of coffee or would make a fresh pot of coffee. And so my husband, to this very day, in the morning, after he brews the coffee in the morning, he brings me my first cup of coffee and sits it by the bed. By the time I actually wake up, it's cold, but I love that cold cup of coffee because he brought it to me and I drink it. And so now I've kind of gone into more of drinking my coffee non-hot. And I was always a hot coffee drinker. Now I'm kind of liking coffee where it's cold, you know, actually cold, and not like ice cold, but just kind of where it's cooled off. So I thought I'd just come on here and share that with you, a little bits and pieces from my life. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels, links pinned at the top of the comment section below. If you connect with me, I will likely connect with you as well. And if the links aren't working, just copy and paste. Hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. just to relax.